Hello ladies and gents, welcome to the channel, Mantalk Productions here. Today we have the Piper Arrow 4, the turbo version from Justflight. It was released a few days ago and I've just got it here on the channel to do a first view video. We're going to be flying IFR today from Newquay in the southwest of England, along the south coast of England on a beautiful sunny afternoon to Shoreham. Both Newquay and Shoreham have ATC online. I am assured by the Newquay controller that he's going to be online for a couple of hours at least, so there's no problem with him logging off as soon as we try and connect like last time. I have not talked to the Shoreham controller, so we'll see how that goes. So the first thing we should do is just, again, have a look at the exterior view as we've been doing. Absolutely beautiful as normal. Justflight have been taking full advantage of the rendering engine in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let me just turn down the speed of the drone. There you go. That's a little bit less jarring. Again, really fantastic texturing modeling work from Justflight. You can read all of the little signs and texts on the sides of the aircraft. All the decals are as they should be. Yeah, beautiful. So this is the Arrow 4 version with the top tail, as opposed to the conventional style of the 3 and the 2. Yeah, I've flown it once or twice already so far, not on a live stream or on video for you guys, but just for myself, just to get a feel for it. I can immediately feel a sense of higher power and faster cruise speeds, so that's going to be fun. Let's just jump into the simulator and turn on track IR. So the weather today, as you can see, is a little bit of cloud off to the north. But apart from that, it's a really sunny day here in the UK, and I can confirm I've been outside most of the day today. Yeah, I've got a suntan, and I'm feeling a bit of I'm feeling the heat all of a sudden. Okay, so jumped into the cockpit here. We can see the texturing is a bit different from the non-turbo version. You can see the colors of the cockpit textures. Again, very good standard. There's a bit of almost looks like pixelation on some of those textures, but I'm not quite sure about that, if that's just my shadow textures. But yeah, beautiful looking aircraft, as the earlier one was, and I would expect all of the mods, or not mods, all of the updates to the coding and all of that from the non-turbo version, which is now, I believe, at 0.60, to have been brought over to this version, which is now, and I believe this version is 0.10, or their first release version to the public. So, yeah. As we have known before, for Microsoft Flight Simulator, our checklists are through the inbuilt MSFS checklist setup. So let's go ahead and have a look at that. First, though, let's just look at our EFB. And there is nothing that's very strikingly different compared to, let's go, warnings enabled. Oh, what was that noise? Okay, no. That's, and then enable Copilot. That should be good. And then we do have two different GPS versions. If I click on the GPS version, we have an older one. And then if I hit dual, yeah, so that's the original. That's the GNS dual. And I believe there is, I thought for a second one would come up, but I believe there is the GTN 750 implementation for this. I don't have that currently, but I think I've seen screenshots of that, or maybe I'm not confusing it with that screen, but yeah, the GNS 530. That's what that is. But for the moment, let's just go back to our default setup, which I enjoy using. We're going to be flying IFR today, despite the good weather. We're going to take the chocks and the tie downs off. The cabin doors, baggage doors, and oil door is closed. Flight info, headwind component 12 knots, no crosswind. Yeah, all looks cool. Okay, so let us do our first point of order, which is to start with the pre-flight interior. The parking brake is set, gear selection is down, avionics are off, mixture is lean, mags are off, battery switch on, fuel quantity check. On both sides we look good. Annunciator panel check. Tested. Battery switch off. Flight controls free and correct. Let's just move my joystick around here. If I just move my mouse and bring out my joystick, my rudder pedals. Okay, so rudder pedals look good. I obviously can't see it at this angle, but let's just bring, you can see that looks okay. Yeah, all look good there. Flaps check. Yep, they all work. Elevator trim is set to neutral. Baggage door is closed. And someone told me last time in a previous video, thank you for doing that, it's the interior baggage door that they're actually worried about. Ooh, cabin air. Cabin pull to be off, push to be on. Cool. So, pre-flight exterior. Control surfaces, check them externally, as we have. Lights, check. Our lights, well, it's not told us to turn them on specifically. I'm wondering if that's just telling us to turn on or just inspect for any breakages or cracks. Tie downs removed, chocks removed, tow bar removed, oil engine door closed, fuel quantity, oil quantity check, and cabin door closed and latched. So those are all things that if this was an A2A aircraft you could actually check, because those external walk-around objectives are all modeled. So before engine start, circuit breakers in, alternate air is off, propeller RPM, max RPM, fuel selector, fullest tank. And as we could easily forget, we also have the auto fuel selector on the EFB. And that basically is just an auto tank selecting service. So let's go to the engine start checklist. But before we do that, let's join our friend online. Let's go ATIS 127.4. So let's turn the battery on. And let's go.
Knots, Cava K, temperature +17, dew point +8, QNH 1024. Acknowledge receipt of information X-ray. And advise aircraft type on first contact. Newquay information X-ray. Time 1750 Zulu. Runway in use 1.
Runway in use 1 was that? Sounds like it just cut out. Anyway, let's go to the approaches 133.4. Let's just turn off that first while we go to Navigraph charts. EGHQ. Search. Okay. Taxi. Right, this is very helpful. So we are at this area here. We are probably going to be given, based on our wind, taxi to hold Alpha 1 for runway 12. That's probably what we're going to be given. Okay, we're going to go with a cold engine start. And now let's set up our flight plan. Flight plan is going to be EGHQ to our much beloved EGKA. It's going to be IFR. It's going to be, let's just pull up my flight plan, EGHQ, direct to BHD, direct to GWC, direct to EGKA. Cruise out, we could do 5,000 feet. Cruise speed, I'm going to say 120. Time en route is going to be, it's about 182 nautical miles, that's an hour and 30. That sounds about right. Departure time, it is in Zulu. Oh dear. So what time is it in Zulu? That's what I always have to do. Okay, 876. Okay, so it's 18. Let's go 1830. Or let's just throw in 1820. Yeah. File flight plan. Okay, so that's our flight plan filed. Take a sip of tea. Always important. That is always on my personal checklist. Okay. That, I believe, is enough information for us to get contacting the approach controller. So let's put the battery back on. I didn't want to waste battery while we were doing this. And let's pull up, he is 133.4, like so, and 133.4, 133.4. We are, let's just not mess this up, Golf, Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Mike. Good afternoon, Newquay. Approach, Golf, Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Mike on the ramp. Radio check.
Golf, Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Mike, Newquay radar. Hello, readability 5.
Thanks. Golf, Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Mike is requesting IFR clearance as filed. Information X-ray QNH 1024. Aircraft type Piper Arrow 4.
Golf, Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Mike, thanks. After departure of runway 12, the left turn, direct Berry Head. Climb flight level 50 and squawk 1740.
After departure on runway 12, left-hand turn out to Berry Head, climb to 5,000 feet, squawk 1740, Golf, Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Mike. Did he get that? Oh no! Did my battery just die? Or did my internet just die? Hi, sorry, I don't know if you heard that or not earlier on. That is after departure runway 12, left-hand turn out, track to Berry Head, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 1740, Golf Bravo, Oscar, Golf Mike.
Golf, Golf, Mike, A-friend, adhere to you first time, read back correct, startup approved, call for taxi.
Oh, thanks for that. Start approved, call for taxi, Golf, Golf Mike. Okay, so he did hear me. I was just not quite sure if that was true or not. Always good to ask when you are confused on VATSIM, because it clears up mistakes that you make later on. Okay, so he's cleared me to start, so let's run through our start checklist. So throttle, half travel. Let's pop that up to half travel. That's an interesting term, not like an inch or something. Battery switch on, alternator on, beacon. Where's actually my beacon? Is that my beacon? Doesn't have a pop-up or anything. Where is my beacon? Landing light? Oh, anti-collision light, of course. Obviously, idiot. Anyway, nav lights. Yep, now the nav lights go on as well. I believe the nav lights are bound to that one as well, I think, maybe. But we'll turn that one on anyway. Fuel pump, low or use primer button. Let's go low. Mixture, rich until flow peaks, then cut off. So, like so, and then cut off. Propeller, clear, ignition start, and then rich when engine starts. Okay. Oh. That doesn't look good. It literally just stopped. As if it seized or something. Let's go back to off. No. Okay, I'm going to hit Control E. Oh, did it say go on, put the... Okay, what on earth? Okay, stop. Oh, I just went and screwed that up. Ah. Low or use primer button? Oh, I know why. It's because the battery died. Yeah, boom. Yeah. Okay, so that's me having running the battery too long. So that was my mistake. So it would have started properly. It's just that battery has a very, very short life. You literally can't run the battery any length of time. Okay, first things first. T's and P's. Oil pressure. Check the oil pressure. That's the first thing. It's a little bit high, but it's still in the green. That's interesting. So that's the cold engine startup. Why won't it open? Hello? Why won't that reset page? No, okay, that won't open. Right. Anyway, at least we're started. Okay. Landing light as required. Let's turn on the landing light. Avionics on. All avionics are on. I have a manual for the old GPS, the Garmin GPS 100 in the works, guys. Sorry, not a manual. I have a video tutorial showing how that works, so stay tuned. So Berry Head is 11205. So let's put 11205. Set. And the outbound track to Berry Head will be 094. So let's put in 094. And let's make 094 set. Okay, radios are also set. Transponder. Put that on out, and we're 1740. So let's bring that 1740 is set in the box. Altimeters, check. 1024 is set. Heading is, takeoff heading is 12. So, actually we're heading, runway heading, roughly. So that is already going to be 120 set. And taxi area is clear. And then we test brakes on initial roll. So, from here, we then are going to be heading back the way we came up there and then onto the active. And we should not be flashing our strobes. There we go, that's the differentiation there. So, let's just pull up our chart. Golf Mike is ready for taxi.
Golf Mike, thanks. Taxi holding point Bravo 1, runway 12 via Alpha Bravo.
Taxi holding point Bravo 1 for runway 12 via Alpha and Bravo. Golf Mike. Okay, I can see Bravo 2 is actually just ahead of me instead of behind me. So let's do that. So taxi checklist, release brakes. And test on initial roll, so let's just bring the throttle up slightly. And then tap the brakes, and they are good. I need to reset the... reset, how do I reset the reset position? There you go. Okay. Look left and right. Let's add in some flaps. And I believe take a left-hand turn and we'll be down there. Flight instruments and avionics. Check for correct indications. Ground check. I believe that right there is Bravo. Yeah. So this is the instrument hold line and that is the runway hold line. The instrument hold line is if the ILS machinery is in use, the Cat 3 ILS machinery, or okay, parker brake is set. Let's just do a quick...
Newquay radar, good evening. Delta India Mike, November Delta.
Delta India Mike, November Delta, Newquay radar, hello, pass message.
Delta
Mixture,
India Mike, November Delta,
prop,
we're a Diamond
RPM.
40, Churro to Newquay, 6.5 miles south of Newquay, with the current information X-ray. Request entry and instructions to join the circuit, runway 12.
Delta, November Delta, roger. Do you have field to sight, sorry?
Negative, not currently.
Roger, field to your 11 o'clock range, 5.5 miles reported in sight. For now, squawk 7010, plan for a right base join, runway 12.
Okay, Roger, we're looking for the field, squawk 7010 and plan for a right base join 12 Golf location, Delta November Delta.
Okay. And Golf Mike ready for takeoff.
Golf Mike, thanks. Line up and wait, runway 12, short delay due to crossing traffic.
Line up and wait, runway 12, short delay, no worries, Golf Mike. Okay, break off, and now we go with our anti-collision lights on.
Delta November Delta, fields now to your 12 o'clock range, 3 miles.
FM, got the field in sight now, Golf November, Delta in November Delta.
Okay.
November Delta, thanks. Join a report right downwind now, runway 12.
Join report right downwind 12, Golf Christian Delta, November Delta.
Rich RPM, max RPM, flap set and checked, trim set, cabin door latch closed. On with parking brake and takeoff checklist. Park brake release, set for takeoff, throttle set for takeoff, rudder maintain axis. SB check working, rotation at 70 and initial climb 79. Okay, so we're going to do a left-hand turn out on track to our VOR, which is track of 094 and climb up to 5,000 feet.
Golf Mike, traffic you may see is a Diamond DA40 in the right-hand circuit. Surface wind 140 at 11, runway 12, clear for takeoff.
We'll look out for the traffic, clear takeoff runway 12, Golf Mike. Okay, park brake off, smoothly
Newquay Delta, November Delta, we're right downwind, runway 12.
Delta November Delta, thanks. Report your intention.
I'll be for a touch and go, Delta, November Delta.
You should be off my
Delta, Roger, report final.
right-hand window.
Report final, Delta, November Delta.
And take off. Okay. Positive rate, gear up. And above 300 feet, flaps going up. Let's watch out for this traffic. I can't see it yet. Oh shoot, what is wrong? That is not good. What? I'm getting engine surges here. Oh crap. Okay. Newquay approach, Golf Mike. We're just experiencing some engine issues here. Request return and land at Newquay.
Golf Mike, Roger, turn left now and join left downwind runway 12.
Join and report left downwind runway 12, Golf Mike. Okay, so I've just pulled down to 75% power and throttle, and let's just get some semblance of
Newquay Delta November Delta, just turn final 12.
Delta November Delta, thanks. Winds 140 at 11, traffic in the left-hand circuit. Winds, I've said already, 140 at 11, 12, clear touch and go.
Roger, 12, clear touch and go. We'll look for the traffic, Golf Delta, correction, that's Delta November Delta.
I genuinely did not plan this. You guys may have thought that I did, and I didn't.
Newquay Radar, good evening. TBM 2 Papa Delta information X-ray QNH 1024, request IFR to Welshpool.
Oh.
November 2 Papa Delta, Newquay Radar, good evening. Information X-ray correct after departure of runway 12, left turn direct export, climb flight level 190 and squawk 1741.
Clear Welshpool IFR with a left-hand turnout route, Exmoor, climb flight level 190 and squawk 174.
Landing light on.
TBM 2 Papa Delta.
Fuel selector.
Delta, read back correct. Start at your discretion, call me Echo 3 for taxi.
Roger, call you Echo 3, start at my
Mixture, rich,
discretion.
prop,
TBM 2 Papa Delta.
brake, release. This is weird. This is weird. Nuke approach, Golf Mike, getting ready for our left base, runway 12.
Golf Mike, Roger, thanks. Traffic is a Diamond 40 just over the threshold now, reporting time.
Negative on the traffic, Golf Mike.
That's fine, you will be departing now, so report final runway 12, number 1.
Wilco, Golf Mike. Cannot even see that traffic either. That is weird. Right. Whoa. Turbulence, that's going over the cliff. That's what that is. Good to watch. Turning left, crosswind. You can hear those engine surges happening. You can hear those engine surges happening, and they're not in response to my throttle settings. Okay, so gear going down. We're below the white line, the white area there. Turned on final runway 12, Golf Mike, and we have traffic on our 1 o'clock.
Golf Mike, roger, thanks. Winds 140 at 11, runway 12, clear to land.
Clear to land, Golf Mike, and we will take our first available exit.
Roger.
Whoa, turbulence going over the cliff again.
Delta November Delta right base, runway, correction, right downwind, runway 12. After touch and go, request departure to the south towards Plymouth, please.
Delta November Delta, roger. Are you visual with the traffic to your 2 o'clock range 1 mile? It's just on final for runway 12 now.
Affirm, yeah, got him visual, Delta November Delta.
Delta November Delta, roger.
So,
have your after departure instructions when you're ready. And you will be...
Mixer is rich.
Now, got Delta November Delta.
Throttle is rich.
Delta November Delta, you'll be number 2 to that traffic.
Roger, number 2, Delta November Delta.
And Delta November Delta, after the touch and go, runway 30, right hand turn out approved, VFR no level restriction, and on departure, squawk 1742.
Okay, after departure, right turn out, no restriction, VFR 17, was it 12, Delta November Delta?
Negative 1742.
Sorry, 1742, Delta November Delta.
Hey.
Delta November Delta, read back correct.
Power is
final
completely
runway
out.
12.
Report final runway 12, Delta November Delta.
Okay, lean for ground operations.
November 2 Papa Delta, just approaching Echo 3.
November 2 Papa Delta, thanks. Taxi left on Delta, hold Delta 4.
Left Delta, hold Delta 4, November 2 Papa Delta.
Okay, let's just get off the runway. That was a no-go exit there that I saw.
Golf Mike, vacate next left Charlie, then left Alpha and right for the GA part.
Left on Charlie and then left again, Golf Mike. Bravo. Oh, left on. Okay.
Delta November Delta, we're at final 12.
Delta November Delta, thanks. Continue approach, 1 to vacate, winds 140 at 11.
Roger, continue approach, Delta November Delta.
A runway vacated, Golf Mike.
Delta November Delta, winds 140 at 11, right hand turn out, runway 12, clear touch and go.
12, clear touch and go, Delta November Delta.
November 2 Papa Delta, report ready for departure.
Okay, November 2 Papa Delta.
Engine damage 53.1%.
November 2 Papa Delta, upon reaching, we'll be ready to go.
November 2 Papa Delta, thanks. You visual with the Diamond 40 on final.
Stand by looking.
Oh, I was sweating there a little bit. There's the traffic there, and then there should be traffic on final, which is there. And I could not see him for my life.
Negative, November 2 Papa Delta.
November 2 Papa Delta, roger, hold Delta 4, expect further clearance shortly.
Roger, thank you.
Whew.
November 2 Papa Delta, visual.
Cool, November 2 Papa Delta, cross Delta 4 stop bar, then taxi Delta and hotel, line up and wait behind the landing traffic, runway 12.
Would request the Delta stop bar. Sorry, could you repeat the rest? November 2 Papa Delta.
November 2 Papa Delta, no problem. Continue Delta, then left, correction, right hotel, line up and wait, runway 12.
Roger, continue right onto hotel and line up and wait, runway 12, November 2 Papa Delta.
Okay, we are going to stop the aircraft and try and figure out what we just did. And I think it was probably me that broke the engine. Somehow I broke it. I do not know how. Newquay approach, Golf Mike, intention to reset the aircraft, figure out what I did wrong, and then continue with my flight to Shoreham.
So it wants November 2 Papa Delta, sorry, say again.
Just Golf Mike to say that we're just going to try and reset the aircraft, figure out what I did wrong, and then see if I can continue my travel to Shoreham.
Again, to it once, Golf Mike, Roger, report ready for startup.
Okay. Okay.
And November 2 Papa Delta, sorry, say again, please.
No worries, November 2 Papa Delta.
Roger.
Okay, right. No visual issues here. Not that I can see. Now, what did I do wrong? I'm going to read that.
November 2 Papa Delta, traffic is the previously mentioned DA40 is in a right turn turnout.
Okay.
Sorry, then the right crosswind for runway 12. Actually, disregard, standby.
Okay, so parking brake release, throttle, set for takeoff, maintain axis. So in setting for takeoff, I push the manifold all the way up. And what is it saying here? It's saying engine damage, maintenance, 53.1% damaged. Maintenance, I see. Repair engine. Okay. Right. So I do not know what I did wrong. Maybe it was pushing the engine all the way up to 100%. Without setting the, maybe I didn't have the correct fuel flow setting correct or something, and it just ripped it up. I do not know. Okay. I would have thought my before takeoff engine check would have revealed something with the mags or something that was causing those engine surges. The ground check in the ground, maybe I feel like I did the ground check properly. But let's just go again and see what we can do. Maybe it was something in the engine start that I did wrong. Right, let's go engine start. This is going to be a cold engine because we reset. Throttle, half travel. Battery switch is on, alternators on, beacons on, nav lights are on. Oh. Yeah, we don't want too much fuel there. I just primed the lower or primer button. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did. Mixture, rich until flow peaks, then off, which is what I just did. Propeller, clear, ignition, start, and rich when engine starts. There we go. And then no, you see why? See if we can hold it at See, this is why I need a new throttle quadrant. Look at this. My current Cytec throttle quadrant just can't. Okay. controls. We need to just do some calibration here. Okay. Mixture. See, look how... That's all the correct inputs. It's just that mixture axis. Okay, so we have it. It feels stable right now. Let's just do an engine run up here. Let's go mixture rich, and let's do an engine run up and see what happens on brakes. Ah, I pushed it beyond 40 inches. That's what I did. I pushed it beyond the red line. And I held it beyond the red line because I thought that I thought that the full... Yeah. That makes complete sense now to me. Right, stupid me. I should have double checked the manifold pressure. You can see where I must have pushed the throttles up to 100%, not pushed them up to 40 inches and held them at 40 inches and not pushed them further. In pushing them over that red line, I destroyed the engines. Right, so let's bring that back down to about 15 inches manifold. Let's go back to approach controller. Okay, we figured out what that problem was. That was pilot error. That was my mistake. It's good to see that every now and then my mistakes actually get caught by a simulation such as this. So I'm actually happy about that. Sorry guys well, it's actually probably a good thing that I did that on camera. So that you guys can see that this isn't just a default aircraft. Okay. So let's go back to the taxiing. Newquay approach. Golf Mike is ready for taxi again.
Golf Mike, thanks. Taxi holding point Bravo 1, runway 12 via Alpha Bravo. Report ready for departure.
Taxi holding point Bravo 1 for runway 12 via Alpha Bravo Golf Mike. Okay, release brakes. And test brakes on initial roll. Brakes are good. Let's just bring... So really, my power settings cannot be dictated by my physical throttle quadrant. They have to be managed by your manifold pressure. Well, you should always be managing. This is just laziness on my part. You should always be managing your power settings on your physical gauge in the cockpit, which is telling you what your manifold pressure is. I am preaching to myself here, guys, not you, because it's me that made this mistake. But this is continual teaching on my behalf. Let's just lean for ground operations. Since we did the run-up check and the run-up check was fine, I'm not going to do the run-up check a second time. I'm just going to go for it. So I'm going to get rid of that for the moment. On with the landing light and on with the anti-collision light. Golf Mike, Bravo 1.
Golf Mike, Roger, confirm ready for departure.
Ready for departure, Golf Mike.
Golf Mike, thanks. Winds 140 degrees, 12 knots, runway 12, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, runway 12, Golf Mike, thanks. Okay. So I had a problem with my engine, which was my mistake. I identified it. I got back on the ground as soon as I could while working with ATC. In a VATSIM environment, when something like that happens and you don't expect it, it's good that you are able to just change your plan instantly and be able to react and control the situation. Okay, so holding on my brakes, I'm going to increase the manifold pressure up to 40, but not exceeding 40 inches. 40 set, and release, and airspeed is alive. Holding the nose on the ground as we accelerate. And up through 70 knots. 75, and lifting up the nose. Positive rate. Gear is coming up. And now reducing manifold to 35. And let's reduce RPM down to about 2400 RPM. Should look okay. Oh my goodness. The wind did... I felt like maybe the wind changed there. And we're above 300 feet, so flaps up. And off we turn to Beacon Head, climbing 5,000 feet.
November 2 Papa Delta, climb flight level 240.
That's 240 November 2 Papa Delta.
Okay, let's set heading. And now we've got that. Actually, let's set nav. There we go. Turn off heading mode and turn off nav mode. And then just use the...
Golf Mike, report your passing level and what type of service.
Golf Mike is passing 1,500 feet and request basic service IFR outbound from Newquay.
Golf Mike, what's your basic service?
Basic service, thanks, Golf Mike. Okay, so he's just going to give me a basic service outbound. And I realise...
November 2 Papa Delta, reset squawk 4234.
4234 November 2 Papa Delta.
Okay, we're now in a stable climb, just below 100 knots, and you can see that the nav is capturing our radial. In a few seconds, I'm hoping that the autopilot is on and engaged, and it will engage that nav.
November 2 Papa Delta, thanks. My service terminates. Continue to UNICOM 122.8. Bye-bye.
UNICOM, bye-bye, November 2 Papa Delta.
There you go. Now it's... Is it making the turn now? Let's just go back to heading hold for the moment, and let's go heading on. And we're using the trim to control our climb. Okay, still holding 35 inches of manifold. And about 2,300 RPM. Let's see, EGT is looking okay. Fuel pressure, fuel temperature, amps and fuel pressure is still all looking good. Oil temp. We are going inbound to Beacon Head, and you can see on the frequency. Yeah, we are half an hour away. We are 52.7 nautical miles and tracking down. You can see our old GPS 100 is showing us our lat and long. Climbing through 3,000 feet. We are, let's just bring that mixture down a little bit further. And everything seems to be good. I mean, in the climb, mixture is rich until 3000, prop speed 2500. Do not exceed 41 inches of manifold pressure. You see, I hadn't got to that climb checklist before I started having problems. So, accelerate to 104, aux boost pump off. Let's go take this off now, like so. Landing light as required. Let's turn off the landing light now, and elevator trim set. And then cruise climb, mixture rich, 24, set to 33 inches for cruise climb. I think I'm happy at 35 at the moment. Yeah. And then cruise. Okay. 4,000 feet, 1,000 feet to go. So, it didn't seem like it was capturing the... There we go. I've set nav again, and you can see the control surfaces have twitched to the right slightly. So I'm imagining we are now on nav, and we're tracking that radial, that outbound radial. So that's fine. 500 feet to go, roughly. We have no problem with temperature today, so that's good. Let's just pull up what VATSIM looks like. Okay. We kind of look okay now, guys. Okay, let's just anticipate our 5,000 feet. I see a strobe light down there. I think that's the DA40. Okay, altitude hold is set, and now we're coming into cruise. Let's just look at our throttle max of 75%. We are 72. Propeller as required. Let's actually bring our throttle back to 74. Let's go 33 inches of manifold, and let's bring our propeller back to 2200 RPM, like so. Set, and our ground speed is 130, which is pretty good. Elevator trim, aux boost pump low if required, although our fuel pressure and our fuel flow look okay. You can see that the fuel flow is within the 75% power setting range. If I bring that even further, if I bring that down to about 59-60%, that's probably good. We're now about 132 knots ground speed. And then switch tanks as required. And there, ladies and gents, is a departure in the Piper Arrow 4 turbo version with a very interesting failure, which is completely my mistake. Induced by pushing the throttle too hard on takeoff, and it actually damaged the engine. So that's really cool to know. So for those of you who are interested, that is a little extra bit of realism added from Justflight. They're actually modeling the turbo engine correctly. Okay, so we should have a Diamond DA40 off our 9 o'clock. Yeah, and there is his strobe. That is why it's so important, folks, on VATSIM when you're flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator to engage your strobe after takeoff, because you literally cannot be seen until you have that actually happening. And I do. You can see my strobe on the wings. And when pilots are looking out, miles out on their across through their windshield, They want to be able to see that little speck of light pulsing, because that is the only way they can see you as traffic, and that is realistic to the real world. It's not until an aircraft is quite close that you can actually visually acquire it, I feel, unless it's a very clear day and you have sun glinting off the bare metal. That is pretty much the only other way that you can see aircraft at longer ranges. So those strobes, those modern strobes, are very important. So yeah, we're cruising really nicely. 132 knots ground speed, holding 5,000 feet. Let's just go and have a look at our temperatures and pressures. Oil pressure is good. Oil temperature is good. It's backed off slightly now we've come off full power. Amps are good, and tanks are good, and fuel pressure is good. Along with our flow hasn't changed since we set cruise. EGT is, I mean, I'm not sure how well EGT is modeled in this aircraft, but there we go, it is. And we are still above, yeah, we're still significantly above freezing not to need the pitot heat even on a nice day like today. So yeah, all good things. We have actually a 12 knot headwind. And I'm guessing that Newquay approach will probably hand us off to UNICOM fairly soon, so let's be mindful for that call. If I show you VATSIM here, you can see this is where we are. I need to actually, I'm looking into getting a pilot rating for VATSIM because my old pilot P1 rating has been wiped since the new refresh of VATSIM. So here we are departing from Newquay. We're going to fly all the way along the coast to Shoreham, and we are going to hope and pray that the Shoreham ATC does not go offline in the time it takes us to get there. So you can see we're tracking inbound to Beacon Head, or Berry Head, sorry, and then we track up towards Goodwood, and then from Goodwood into Shoreham. So we're flying IFR on a quiet day. I do not have any radar controllers on London today, or even in the east, or what London West I would be in. I would be in London West. So we'll see. I see Jersey is online. And 36 nautical miles to go to Berry Head on the coast. So what I will do is I will pause my track IR and what's the best view to leave it on? That view looks really nice, but I kind of want to see that view. Let's leave it just about here, so we get some cloud movement as well. So we're going to go inbound Berry Head now. I'm going to let the video fast forward to our first turn, or whenever it is that we hear our UNICOM call. So I will chat to you in a bit, folks.
Golf Mike, leaving my area of cover shortly. Squawk 2000, continue 122.8. Bye-bye.
Squawk 2000, continue 122.8, Golf Mike. Thank you very much for your help earlier on.
No problem, thanks for flying.
Okay, there's Squawk 2000 set, and on QNH, on UNICOM 122.8 set. And we are also 10 nautical miles away from Berry Head, so we will do our first turn coming up very soon. Okay, ladies and gents, so we are about 5.5 nautical miles out of the Berryhead VOR. We're going to turn left onto track 076, and we're going to go outbound on that for roughly 107 nautical miles. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to change back to heading hold, like so. And while we're on heading hold, we need to change our track to 076, which is set. And then as we get closer, once we get to about 1 nautical mile, we will turn our heading hold as well to 076. And as we fly away from the VOR, the radio will come back in, and then we will turn our nav mode back on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fast forward the video again while we go inbound, and then we pass over and go outbound. And on the far side, I will switch us back to an exterior view, and then we can fast forward the video as we pass along the south coast, and then through with the Isle of Wight on our right hand side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to turn onto the radial, because it doesn't look like I'm actually drifting onto it. The wind is actually gradually drifting me off radial. So rather than stay at 076 heading, I'm actually going to turn onto the radial and grab it like that. And I'm going to turn to nav. And in doing so, I'm going to then leave the aircraft. I'm going to leave the view in the external view, and you'll watch the aircraft better acquire that radial, and we'll see it go up the coast. So yeah, then you'll be able to see probably the day-night transition. By the time we get up to the Isle of Wight, the sun may have set. I'm not sure. Just taking in all of the nice reflections off of the aircraft metal. Beautiful. Bournemouth approach, Golf Bravo Oscar Golf Mike.
Golf Bravo Oscar Golf Mike, Bournemouth radar squawk 7350, and pass your details.
Squawk 7357, and we are flying to Shoreham, IFR, 5,000 feet, inbound Goodwood.
Golf Mike, roger. The squawk 7350 and QNH 1024. Report your level.
Squawk 7350, QNH 1024, and we are flight level 050.
Golf Mike Roger, just disregard, identified now, inside controlled airspace, radar control, and you cleared the transit controlled airspace on track Goodwood at altitude 5,000 feet.
Cleared through the airspace, on track to Goodwood, 5,000 feet, Golf Mike, thank you very much.
Golf Mike, correct.
Hello ladies and gents, welcome to the channel again. So I just got permission to track through the Bournemouth airspace. And here is the Isle of Wight. So our fuel is roughly 50 to 60% on both tanks. Our manifold manifold, fuel flow, RPM, everything is pretty much exactly as we left it. No change there. And we will have a sunset arrival into Shoreham. Unfortunately, there is no Shoreham ATC anymore. That has left us, so we will be landing in UNICOM. Yeah. So let's track now to Goodwood, that's 114.75. And the aircraft...
Mike, if you're leaving controlled airspace in 6 miles, do you require a service outside controlled airspace?
Negative, no service required. Happy to go over to UNICOM, Golf Mike.
Golf Mike, Roger, remain with me for now. I'll let you know when you leave controlled airspace.
Thanks. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, so now that we are tracking Goodwood, we have 12 minutes inbound to Goodwood at 131 knots and 27 nautical miles to go. Once we hit Goodwood, we will want to descend down to descend down to about 3,000 feet. Okay, so we have a couple of different approaches, neither of which are ILS. They're just RNAVs. So the RNAV for runway 02, which is the one that we will most likely take, is 2,200 feet from Rip Hill. These are all GPS waypoints though. Yeah. MA02. Actually, Shoreham... let me have a look here. Okay. Right, so arrival actually 2,200 feet. And descend to a mandatory 1,500 feet for KA02F, and then a 3.5 degree glide down to the threshold. So we're going to use the Shoreham 332. It's a DME. We'll use the ADF and the DME for the approach. So let's not set those in yet. Actually, let's see what we have.
Golf Mike, leaving controlled airspace now. You can squawk on security. Monitor Unicom 122.8.
Squawk general and 122.8 for Golf Fox. Correction, Golf Mike. Thanks. Okay, that is set. I almost said Golf Foxtrot Romeo because that's the registration I'm so used to using. Ah, look at that. That's Microsoft Flight Simulator just doing its absolute best. Going over the Isle of Wight here. Look at that. Beautiful. Can't get any better than that. Okay, so as we're tracking inbound, we have 332 and Shoreham is a 109.95. So let's actually go nav 2 for this. 109.95. And that's going to be a non-directional beacon, which is a DME, which is distance measuring equipment. That's a frequency we can put. No, never mind that. Let's put that on here. 109.95 nautical miles 35.3. So we're actually 35.3 from Shoreham, and then the NDB is 332. So let's go and set that. And we just had sunset in the cockpit. Did you see the change in the light there? Although the sun is still up, there was a light shift, I think. Yeah, maybe as the sun is passing under the cloud there. Anyway, where was I? 332 on the ADF. And the ADF is here, and we should get a frequency pop up. Not now, but once we get closer in towards the beacon, we should. Let's go NDB range. Yeah. Okay, so we are set up for the approach. We need to let's just review that. We need to head down to 2,200 feet for Ripple, and then that is then descending to 1,500 at 3.9 nautical miles from the airfield. So 2,200 feet, and then so we need to be 021. That is that's the center line. So yeah, looks good. It's going to be a beautiful approach. Sadly, it's not going to be an ATC controlled approach, but we can't have everything, unfortunately. Okay, we're quite close to Goodwood now. Let's see if I can actually see that out the window. Yeah, there's Goodwood there. Just there. So from here, it's just a very short flight to Shoreham. So let's head, heading as 094. And as we pass over Goodwood, which we're pretty much passing over now, we're going to go to heading hold. Whoa! That wasn't me, was it? There's heading hold. That looked like some interesting turbulence. Ah, and we're getting, yeah, just the last glow of the sun now as it heads behind those clouds. Beautiful. Sadly, no ATC. Okay, so now we've set up heading of 094. And we're actually going to let... the aircraft is actually going to blow downwind. And we're going to let that happen. Because the airfield is here and we want to be downwind to turn on to 02 approach. So our approach is going to be 021. 021. We don't actually have an ILS for that. But what we're going to do is we'll be heading, let's see, we're heading 094. I think this is one of the first times I've ever used the ADF like this, but I do know that this is what this is for. So if you put in your heading, it will then show you the exact bearing of the ADF. beacon.
Shoreham traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Zulu Tango is turning base for runway 20 Shoreham.
Oh, that's nice. We do have some UNICOM traffic. Our London West control has just come online. Okay. Shoreham traffic, Golf Bravo Oscar Golf Mike is inbound, full stop at Shoreham, expecting the RNAV 02 approach, currently 5,000 feet west of Shoreham.
Shoreham traffic, Golf Bravo Sierra Zulu Tango is turning final for runway 20 Shoreham. Touch and go.
Okay. So we've now got a situation where we have two aircraft that are currently calling each other, which is good. We're going to begin our descent. Off with the altitude hold, and we're going to bring our power back. And in doing so, let's go to the descent approach, power as desired. Let's bring our power back to 20 inches manifold. And let's make sure that our RPM is no higher than our manifold. So 20 inches there as well. Mixture, lean for altitude. So we're coming down, we'll be very soon down.
From the northeast. Runway 20 overhead join.
Runway 20 overhead join. Interesting. He's going to do an overhead join then. Interesting. I could do a I could do actually a visual approach, just about. The weather is clear enough. There aren't many clouds around. Look at that offshore wind farm. It's amazing. But I'll stick with this plan for the moment. Elevator trim set and altimeters check. Altimeters. Local altimeters 25, 26, 27, 1027 QNH is local. So I have set my descent. I've set my descent power, and the aircraft has trimmed itself out for 1,000 feet descent rate, coming down through 3,700. Let's go landing lights on. And anti-collision lights are on. Approach, landing light on, fuel selector, fullest tank, aux boost pump goes on. Mixture, let's make that rich now, coming through 3,000. Prop lever, max RPM, let's not quite do that yet. Let's wait until we... Let's wait until we level out at our altitude of 2,200.
Golf Oscar Hotel 2 miles southwest Burgess Hill, joining Shoreham overhead runway 20.
He's joining in runway 20. Well, we're landing runway 02. Okay, I'm going to go, because my lights and everything are so good, I'm actually going to go, I'm going to fly this manually.
Golf Bravo Sierra Zulu Tango is turning downwind for runway 20 Shoreham.
20. Okay, right. Plan change. If people are doing the 02 approach, then I'm going to do that as well. That's 2,000 feet. Okay, RPM max. Shoreham traffic, Golf Mike is going to change my approach from the RNAV 02 to visual for 20 since other traffic's doing the same, Shoreham traffic.
Yeah, Golf Oscar Hotel coming from the south, from the northeast, from a 20 overhead join. Golf Oscar Hotel.
Okay, he's doing an overhead join from...
Golf Bravo Sierra Zulu Tango turning base for runway 20, Shoreham.
He's turning base, right, okay.
Golf Zulu Tango, report your level.
1,100 feet.
Roger.
Oh, okay, I can see a visual,
I'm practicing this for tomorrow's real life circuit.
Yeah, mate, doing the same thing, practicing my overhead joins.
Okay, there's the
I'll
field.
put a circuit session in tomorrow.
Oh, nice, good luck. You'll go
Thank
solo
you.
soon. Overhead joining at 2,000 feet. Golf Oscar Hotel.
Golf Bravo Sierra Zulu Tango is turning final for runway 20, Shoreham.
Shoreham traffic, Golf Mike is coming across the 02 threshold, doing an overhead join 2,000 feet into a left downwind for runway 20. Gets a bit. I can see my traffic off my left there. Okay. I don't want to have a problem with him.
Golf Oscar Hotel, overhead threshold 1120, dead by descending.
He said he's overhead. Golf Mike is turning, turning left downwind runway 20, descending from 2,000 to 1,100. Yeah, I see them both now. There's the run. Yep, there's the traffic. Just there, passing over the threshold. Just saw him out of the corner of my eye. That was really cool. Okay, so I can... Coming down out of the red line, I can actually put gear down now. And that's going to help me slow down.
Golf Zulu Tango is climbing now to runway 20.
It's just...
Golf Oscar Hotel, crossroom runway 20.
Okay, that's 1,100 feet. Let's not break down through that because we've got hills ahead of us. And there's the threshold.
Golf Oscar Hotel, turning downwind runway 20.
Golf Mike is turning left base runway 20, 1,100 feet. Okay, flaps one. I can't see him left downwind. Oh, is that him? That flash? No. Golf Mike turning final runway 20 Shoreham traffic.
I'll extend my downwind for you, Golf Oscar Hotel.
Where is he? I do not see him. I do not see him, but there we go. Okay.
Golf Oscar Hotel, turning base runway 20.
Is that him? Oh no, that's him! Cannot see his strobe. So hard to see them in this visibility. Okay.
Golf Bravo Zulu Tango is turning downwind for runway 20, Shoreham.
Golf Oscar Hotel, final 20.
Golf Mike will tell you when I'm vacated.
Roger.
Oh, that turbo is a little bit slippery. And that... Oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh, no, please. No. What is going on? Okay. That's bad. That's really bad. What is wrong?
Golf Bravo Zulu Tango is late downwind.
Okay. That's an 18 knot crosswind, guys. Runway 20 vacated. Just be careful of the strong crosswind, guys.
Roger. Golf Oscar Hotel's finals.
Okay, that was basically a complete failure on my behalf there. I could not hold with full right brake and full right rudder. I could not hold that runway centerline. I literally was just ripped off of it.
Shoreham's always like that in real life, though.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I just ran off the runway there. I tried to hold it with full right rudder and full right brake, and I still couldn't hold the runway. The wind ripped me off.
Oops.
Well, guys, I didn't expect that, but there we go.
Yeah, Shoreham was interesting because of the breeze from the downs as well as the sea breeze. Alright.
Okay.
Golf Bravo Sierra Zulu Tango turning final.
All right. Shutting down for the evening. Engine still running. Oh. Am I serious in thinking that the propeller is freewheeling in the wind? Because I've got my ignition off, my my mixture is completely off, and my propeller is still spinning. Is that how hard the wind is right now? It's got about 16 knot. Please don't tell me it's pulling the pistons around. Okay, let's actually go into showcase. Let's actually just speed this up. Yeah, let's just turn off, disabled that. Let's see if he can actually. Okay, that was a touch and go he did. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, touch and go. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, guys. I definitely stretched my legs there and challenged myself. I wasn't quite expecting some of the things that hit me tonight. We had, yeah, that's it's just so silly. It's still. It's still free spinning. You can hear the wind gusting. But anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I will leave you there. It's been a pretty long video as far as I'm aware, and it's been a fun little exercise in the turbo version of the Piper Arrow by Justflight, just recently released. I'll be doing more content with this. What I really need to major on for you guys is heavy ATC work, inside controlled airspace on UNICOM with other aircraft. Like I did have a little flavor of that tonight on at Shoreham, so that was fun. But there we go, guys. It's, as I say, been a long video. Won't keep you. Until next time, see you later.
Golf Bravo Sierra Zulu Tango turning downwind for runway 20 Shoreham traffic.